It was raining, and the sound of thunder roared not outside but beneath his skin, in the blood, in the fury, in the chaos that still echoed behind his eyes. The front gate slammed as the black SUV stopped outside the Jones estate. Jungkook stepped out first. Blood slicked his jacket. His knuckles were raw. The storm hadn't left him after the bloodbath show he aired on the battlefield. His steps were firm even with the deep cut along his ribs. Jungkook ignored his three men, who followed behind him, big smiles of victory on their faces even with their bodies torn apart. That's what they were all about, violence and battle. That's what they lived for. You're bleeding on my rug, Luca, Vine said as they entered the mansion. She stood there, arms crossed over her chest, hair down, eyes hazy, dressed in her pajama shorts. It seems like she stayed up late, waiting for their return. They all stopped laughing and looked at her. Oh, they didn't want to make a woman angry, whom even their boss avoided messing with. Wine, I like that rug. Luca, guess I'll go bleed outside? He slapped the other's chest and stepped out. The other two trailed after him with a loud, "Good night, boss. Good luck getting treated there." "You're welcome for saving your ass tonight. You better give me some bonus." Was all Jungkook heard before deafening silence took over between him, his woman, and his home. "Wine, sit," she said as she walked over towards the cabinet. Jungkook obeyed. She turned by his side once he crashed over the couch. She removed his leather jacket first, followed by his shirt, and then treated the deep wound over his ribs. Why was a doctor? She knew what she was doing. In fact, she met him by accident due to her very profession. Wine, you need to go to hospital. Jungkook, you're enough, was all he said. His voice was calm, deep, despite all those times when she put pressure on his wounds on purpose, just to show how mad she was and how he needed to know he wasn't immortal. Fine, you're staring, she said, not meeting his eyes. Jungkook, you're beautiful. His hand covered her cheek, covered in my blood. Wine, you're sick. Her heart skipped a beat at whatever that feeling was. Being with him, she never had a normal day. It was like her life flipping completely upside down with his entrance. He leaned in so she did, until the wound was forgotten, and all that mattered was the heat, the breath, the words left unsaid. She didn't move away when he stood towering over her. She didn't look surprised when he scooped her up and walked them both upstairs. In the bedroom, he laid her on the sheets, but didn't let go. His shirt was gone, her shirt was next. His fingers drilled down her spine like he was memorizing something he could lose. She wasn't completely undressed, neither was he. But the skin they shared was enough to make the world feel naked. He needed her like she was his salvation, his only comfort and reason to exist. And in that stillness, with the thunder echoing behind his ribs, he finally closed his eyes, holding her in his arms, with his face dug in her neck. He had something to lose now, and he was a man willing to go to any lengths to protect that. The next morning, as the sunshine peeked through the Jones estate, brightening its dark corners, the sound of high heels filled up the space as well. Strong perfume scent took over the usual lavender aroma which wine likes to keep around. Lumin, Jungkook's mother, to be exact, stepped inside without knocking, dragging a girl behind her, poised, pretty, and too polished for this bloated house. Luca, a proud artist is always appreciated. How many times has it been? Lumin, I'm your boss's mother. And if he picked up his calls, then he would have known better. Luca, he's resting after last night's mission. Lumin, I'll go see him. Luca sighed. There was nothing he could do before his own boss's mother, even if it was enraging. A certain woman he didn't want to mess with. Lumin, come on, Carla. Jungkook's mother and another lady she brought went upstairs, and Luca could only wonder what kind of storm was going to unfold today. Why today? He was going to ask for bonus. Once Lumin reached her son's room, the door was half open. They stopped at distance, eyes going wide. A gasp escaped Carla's lips. There was Jungkook sleeping with a half-naked woman over him. The legs entangled with a blanket, his tattooed arm around the woman's body. Her hair covered half of the bed, and the two of them were asleep. Lumin's eyes filled up with rage, while Carla was left broken. Lumin stormed over to the bedroom and slammed the door open. Jungkook, who already sensed a problem, had covered Mine's ears on time. He didn't want her to wake up scared. His eyes reflected no shame. He didn't cover himself nor whine. He didn't explain. The only thing he worked at was showing how much he hated that act. You mean outside? I'm waiting. She yelled before she stormed out of the room. Carla followed behind. Jungkook didn't move, not until he felt Wine stir slightly in his arms, the warmth of her skin brushing against his chest as she turned, her face deeper into his neck. With a sigh, he gently slipped out from under her. Careful not to wake her up, he tucked the blanket tighter around her and leaned down to press a kiss to her shoulder before he left the room. Downstairs, Limin sat on the edge of the couch, legs crossed, anger simmering, like a tea kettle ready to scream. Carla sat beside her, quiet, eyes still red from embarrassment. The moment Jungkook walked in, the room seemed to sink under the weight of him. Limin, what was that, Jungkook? I brought you a lady from a respectable family, and what am I looking at? A naked girl in your bed? That's the kind of woman you chose? Jungkook took a seat. His presence was heavy. Carla tried to speak, yet she felt so heavy under the pressure of his aura. You mean she's not fit for you, Jungkook? She's mine. Jungkook cut her off. She is mine, he declared with eyes that were firm, a kind of verdict which was final. Carla, Jungkook, it's not our first time meeting. I see you have some fresh scars. Would you like me to call you a doctor? Jungkook, the woman you saw in my bed is my doctor, my healer, and my peace. A million times better option than any deal you're going to enforce in my bed, mother. Carla's face turned red when he completely ignored her, not even looking her way. You mean I'm not going to accept that, Jungkook? Jungkook, if you want to stay, stay as my mother, not my handler. And don't come into my home uninvited again. And next time, knock. I'm your child, but my woman isn't. Jungkook, Luca, escorted them out. He said as he got off the chair and walked back the stairs. That was it. A permission from his boss. Now it didn't matter how he pushed the ladies out, he had the permit. Once Jungkook reached up, he saw Wine there already awake. She definitely heard the whole commotion. Wine expected some more melodrama. It ended fast. Jungkook, do I bore you? Wine. Well, Jungkook, you're hurt. Please let me call a doctor for you. She mimicked Carla, eyes full of fake worry and pain. Then she scoffed, rolled her eyes, and stormed over to Jungkook, grabbed his collar, and pulled him down for a rough, claiming kiss. Wyan, you were hot there. Loved it. He chuckled. Peace wasn't the only thing Wyan brought him. There was attitude, sass, anger, and her thousand moods, which he loved to handle each. She was the perfect balance of chaos and peace in his storm filled world. He could never ask for more.